Looks like I'm live. This is the official first test stream for the T-Bird podcast on YouTube. It is March 11th, 2025. My channel here is going to be primarily oriented around crypto, although no financial advice on this channel whatsoever. This is all for entertainment and education purposes, purely opinion oriented with regard to crypto and anything of that nature. And we'll also be incorporating esoterics, numerology, astrology, and all other aspects of the occult in the context of crypto and macro stuff. So I'm just getting a feel of the platform at the moment, because this is the first time I've gone about doing this. So I'm just going to have a look at a few things and see how everything is lining up. It's also a test in the context of audio to make sure that the audio is getting through correctly and efficiently. And I might just get this link out just to see. Ooh, what should I do? Where are we? I'm not going to be too long, and this is just a tester stream, just to make sure it's all operating all right before I start going into giving some overall commentary on what's going on crypto-wise, especially in the context of the Richard Hart ecosystem, aka HEX, Pulse Chain, PulseX, and anything associated with that ecosystem, the pure crypto ecosystem. All right, so there's that. This is a very, very basic setup. I might expand on the setup later on down the timeline, but for now, just keeping it simple and flexing my throat chakra, as it were, which is what I need to do more of. So this platform is going to help me do that. And all right, let's see what we got here. All right, so that's that. Over time, I'll get more and more used to doing these sorts of streams. And given that it's the Bull Mania year this year, assuming the rhyming nature of the 4-year cycle, it's going to be a big one. So it's a nice thick 11 day, being March the 11th, and the 11 energy is firmly strong. So it's definitely a good day to get the streams underway. And I think what I'm going to do now is share it out and just see how it all just flows. Just give me a sec. Where are we? All right. All right. Where are we? All right, I've just put the link out on Twitter. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm just going to wait now and see if people can, just to at least confirm that the link is correct. And people use that link to jump into the stream to check it out. So people can start interacting with the live stream. Let's see. And hopefully it's not too late. I sort of wanted to capture the energy of the day at the right time so that it's a good time on my end with Australian Eastern Standard Time, and also not too late as well on the in the US of A. Because I'll generally assume that a lot of the viewers will be, for the most part, will be in US time. So we'll want to, and I'll keep that in mind for pretty much all future streams. So I will be, I might even do streams a little bit earlier than what it is now, but today, ticking all the boxes is starting the stream around about now. So if people catch the live stream link and jump in, I will, I'll try to keep this thing going while I'm waiting for people to roll on through into the link, and I'll be able to see on the side in the chat if people start coming through. Just to be 100% clear that I was generally very reluctant to do any of this sort of live streaming and doing a YouTube channel, but one of my favorite mantras is necessity is the mother of invention. And it's a maxim is probably the right word for it to describe it. A life maxim of mine that I have always held true to and has served me well throughout my 40 years of existence in this lifetime. So necessity is definitely the mother of invention, and creating this channel and getting my voice out there and expanding my reach in the context of crypto and the work that I have toiled for the last, probably about 4 years now, maybe close to 5 years even, into navigating the crypto space, navigating macro, especially in the context of crypto itself, and also now tying that in with philosophy, numerology, and esoterics. This is the time, and also in the context of my own personal energy, this is the ideal time for me to really push the message out and get myself out there that much more. So I'm just gonna chill for a second. I'm just gonna check to see. Anyway, while I'm still waiting for people to come through, still, let's see. I'm just going to be chilling out here for a while. I'm not in any rush to do anything just yet. I'm just going to wait a sec. What's going on? Perhaps I have put out the wrong link. It is possible. If I start to see people coming through in the live chat, that's when I know that there are people tuning in. And yeah, basically I just want to see, ideally, some messages in the live chat. Or, okay, I think I see one person in here in the stream. If you can, if you're able to, and you can get my audio okay, if you can just put in a message in the chat to let me know that it's all savvy, that would be beautiful. All right. Well, assuming that the stream I put out is correct, and while I'm waiting for more people to come through, I will start doing a bit of commentary on the crypto stuff at the moment. So right now, where are we at? Okay, so I'm going to open that up. So the prices for the Richard Heart ecosystem at the moment in Pulse Chain looking interesting. So today we've seen some crazy volatility across the board, and we're still seeing massive amounts of selling in Bitcoin, Ethereum, lots of other coins across the board. And what I've noticed, interestingly, today, while gauging the carnage that's happening in crypto at the moment and the crazy volatility to the downside, the Pulse Chain ecosystem is actually holding up relatively well, considering that kind of action and the amount of bearishness that's across crypto at the moment. I mean, what's really crazy is like how, with regard to the sentiment out there, is how, hold on a sec. Yeah, what's really crazy is how much everyone is basically calling for basically speculating that we might not actually have a repeating 4-year Bitcoin cycle, and that we could actually be seeing this time is different actually playing out, which is pretty crazy. And if that was, I don't think we still yet have like 100% confirmations on that yet. But there, in my mind, and from what I've been experiencing and seeing, with how things have played out, generally speaking, I would not completely rule out the possibility that, like what I've sort of gone into a little bit of detail in some of my recent tweets, which, by the way, my official Twitter account, which everybody in the HEX Pulse Chain community and crypto in general know me by, is my Twitter handle is The Real T-Bird HEX. So this, just to make sure that's out of the way, to confirm to my viewers and people tuning into the channel that that is my channel. There is only one T-Bird, and I am the T-Bird. So just good to get that out of the way. So what I was getting at was it would be absolutely mental to even consider that the 4-year cycle is not going to rhyme like it has in all other previous cycles, which would basically imply that we could see which would, well, first and foremost, it would imply that the top is in for Bitcoin and crypto overall, basically since the launch of Trump's meme coin on Solana, which was on the 19th of January. So that would imply that basically we're almost 2 months into the bear market for Bitcoin, if that's the case, which would then imply that we're basically going to see nothing but blood and a constant bleeding for the rest of this year, or most likely for the rest of this year, given that in all previous cycles, Bitcoin, from the time it tops out, it will bleed out for a solid roughly 12 months from the top before being in maximum capitulation mode to the downside, full bleed out, and then ready to start bouncing and recovering, leading into the following year, or following the 12 months of bleeding, which would then imply that the recovery year would be from the beginning of 2026. But when you factor in the energetics of things with regard to numerology and astrology, and you look at those data points objectively, you then start to wonder, well, there's a direct conflict there, because purely in the astrological context, when I say astrology, I'm talking about Eastern astrology / Earth astrology. The energetics for Bitcoin does not look good for 2026, no matter how you cut it. So I would, in that context, say that it's very difficult to speculate in any way, or to give any real weight to the possibility that Bitcoin could have a good year in 2026, just from that context alone. So it's really difficult to give genuine weight to the cycle being over and Bitcoin topping out. this year, well, in the current context, being the cycle, 4-year Bitcoin cycle being broken, and nothing but bleed out from here, and not getting at least some alt seasons, or at least one major alt season, and positive sentiment and price action, especially when you take into account all the macro factors with Trump and all the positive things that we're seeing in the macro with regard to the strategic Bitcoin reserve with Trump being 100% pro crypto, and all the macro bullish elements that we're all fully aware of now. That has fully kicked into gear and is activated since Trump has taken office, and especially for our ecosystem, HEX, Pulse Chain, PulseX, everything connected to Richard Hart. You couldn't get a more bullish setup now that the SEC has been 100% crushed in the courts, fully in the legal context. So all in all, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how everything is really going to play out for the rest of this year. All right, so I have sort of seen a little bit the odd person coming through, checking in on the stream. I will be generally be pretty patient, especially given this is my first stream, and naturally I've just been very very nervous and tentative around getting a YouTube channel started and doing some streams. But so I'm just gonna chill for the most part on this stream, just as a test run, just to see how it goes. I'm just going to jump into let's see what we got here. Let's see. All right. So I just tested the external link myself, and it definitely looks like it's the correct link. That pretty much confirms that, which is nice. So that's definitely the right feed for people to come through. All right. I think, I'm still not sure in terms of the format of my streams, whether I'm going to maintain it in this style, in terms of monologue, commentary, monologue, just chill stream, people to jump in, people to see, just want to sort of, just for the vibe, and just tune into me, and just to check me out on my own. And over time, I'm going to get more and more comfortable just going on monologues and just talking about all the crypto stuff. But I tend to lean towards being more in the camp of wanting to do more interactive live streams. So I'm actually interacting with other people in the community and making it a little bit more engaging in the context of interaction with others and feeding off other people and other energies. But I, at least for the first stream, wanted to capture today's energy from a numerological perspective, and at the same time get a feel for the YouTube platform as well, and how people might engage with the stream, and me putting out the stream for the first time. And I'm definitely not gonna make this stream too long. I can see it's already gone for nearly 30 minutes already, which is actually interesting because it sort of feels like I haven't been on for very long. But yeah, 30 minutes is already a decent amount of time for a stream. So I'll probably run this stream for a fair bit longer if I do see people come through and jump into the live stream and interact with me in the live in the chat. I'm pretty sure that if people were putting in messages and comments in the chat, I would be seeing them. So far, I've been seeing people come through and viewing the stream, but no messages just yet. So I'm just going to be a little bit patient on that, just to see if people put through any messages and all that stuff. But in the meantime, I think I am going to just a sec. So right now, PLS, the native token for Pulse, that just give it a refresh just to make sure. Yeah, 4035 for PLS, 4032 for PulseX, just under $2 for Inc, and HEX is at 0091. And so there's definitely a lot of red and a lot of pain in the price charts today. And it's rough out there. And hoping what functions and purposes is to also help to keep the positive vibes up while the pain is at maximum thresholds at the moment. And especially given where we're at in the context of the year itself of 2025. The first quarter is nearly over. I'm personally not expecting any serious pumps from multiple angles until the beginning of April, because one of the observations that I've come to over a decent enough period of time is there tends to be decent pumps at the beginnings of each quarter, especially if it's traditionally and historically a year that is primarily or predominantly green for Bitcoin, or naturally being 2025, historically this is the most bullish year, especially for altcoins. So this is the most bullish year, especially for altcoins. So, and it's blood moon / full moon cycle as well, and you tend to see downside action and blood in the streets when we're in a full moon cycle, which is pretty much, it's either already started or it's about to start. I think it's March 14th or March 15th when we're officially in the full moon cycle. So probably just naturally just got to let it, just let it do its thing for the rest of the month. And especially with a lot of the, it's interesting. You've got positive macro, but also negative macro simultaneously as well. So yeah, I'm more than happy to just let March just do its thing, play itself out, and then as we come into the new beginning of the next quarter, that's when we'll probably start to see some an injection of positive price sentiment. So what else can we see here? I'm going to bring up some latest news stuff. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so the one of the notable news events of today is Jim Cramer being bullish, and everything what always happens is that if Jim Cramer is bullish, everything goes to shit. And when he's bearish, everything goes to the moon. So unfortunately, he put out a bullish sentiment tweet or something in the context of bullishness. So that was always going to spell some extra blood and extra selling across the board. Tesla is just getting destroyed. Tesla stock, which is not surprising, actually, especially if you understand numerology and astrology. Elon Musk is in his enemy year. He's born in 1971, the pig year, and people who are born in the pig year are going to be humbled. And there's no escaping that. There's no way around that. Whether you get humbled in the context of financials, or whether it's money, or it's in the context of health, or the energy is generally working against you. Because we're in the snake year this year. So the snake energy is the prevailing energy. So if you're born in the pig year, like someone like Musk, doesn't matter how intelligent you are, or basically no matter what you do, or no matter what you think, and no matter how powerful you are in any context, if you are born under pig energy and you're born in the pig year, whether it's 1971, 1983, 1995, 2007, you are going to 1959 and 1947 as well. You're going to get hit in some way, shape, or form. And Tesla is getting massively hit, and Musk is getting hit in the financial context pretty badly. So that's for people that are shorting Tesla, and for the people who are basically betting against Tesla doing financially well this year. You're already off to a great start. Oh, cool! I've got someone that's come in. Ex Angelo. Blessings to you as well. So that's cool. So yeah, so I've got the first person ever on my first ever stream. Just put in a cool message in there, which is nice to see. All right, where was I at? So I think what I'll do is I think I'm going to do my streams for no longer than an hour. So I think an hour is like not too short, but also not too long. It's sort of a pretty even time frame. Balance of not too short, not too long, while still being, still sort of on the long side, but not too long, but long enough also to sort of provide adequate content as a live stream style channel. Oh, cool! Someone else has come through. Solid NX, good to see you, man. I recognize you from the Twitter sphere. HEX Angelo as well. Good to see you. All right. Let's see what else is going on. And just to be, I'm going to be 100% clear on this. I am in HEX and the Pulse Chain ecosystem for the long haul. Period. End of story. If any of you know my full backstory and have been following me for any genuine length of time on Twitter, you will know that I'm one of the most convicted people in the ecosystem since almost the very beginning. Just a general background in case you're tuning in and you are new and you're not familiar with who I am. I jumped into crypto for the first time around the 2020 halvening, the dawn of DeFi. Basically started to get my feet wet with virtually no financial literacy whatsoever. When I jumped into crypto for the first time, it was a pretty wild time to navigate crypto, given the limited background that I had in the financial world. And then after about 5 months of navigating the space and figuring shit out, it was around end of October, early November when I discovered HEX and Richard Hart. And yeah, within a very short period of time from discovering the HEX community, Richard Hart and the rest, I just knew that it deserved my attention. And I knew that it was something that as a long-term minded investor and as someone that firmly understands delayed gratification, because I've literally applied delayed gratification in my own personal life outside of crypto and succeeded in the context of delayed gratification. So I was able to easily translate that and transmute it into what I wanted to invest in crypto as well. So yeah, late 2020 jumped in and haven't looked back since. And yeah, it's been an absolutely insane FUBAR ride ever since. Seeing everything that's happened, both on the extreme bullish end of the spectrum in 2021, and then on the opposite end of the spectrum, experiencing the torment and the maximum levels of pain and suffering of the bear cycle. And in this particular bear cycle is by far, without even needing to have experienced the bear cycles of the past, this bear cycle that we're transitioning out of is on another level, and something that people have never experienced before. So it's crazy. So that's just the general background of me and my history with HEX and Pulse Chain. All right, so enough of that. I'll just quickly get back to some of the news items and see what else is going on. What else? Everything. The floor is lava, as we say. Everything is wrecked. But it will never and cannot ever shake my conviction. What else we got here? Bitcoin falling under 80K already, and we're third month into the bull mania year, which is absolutely insane. But in a way, it actually makes sense because of how hard Bitcoin ran in 2024, leading up to the top, well, at least the local top that was made in January of this year. Because normally Bitcoin doesn't run up as hard as it did in 2024 in previous cycles. Normally, like the bulk of the run up in Bitcoin and the altcoins as well happens in the bull mania years, like this year 25. In previous cycles, it was in 21. 17 and 13. So you would naturally expect at least some kind of correction off the top, local top, whatever the January top is, given the nature of the extent of the run, the premature run up, which you could almost argue it indicates that it could be left translated as a cycle in nature. Given the premature aspects of its run, but in the context of numerology and astrology, it also makes sense that Bitcoin did the run that it did, as well as Solana, which I've outlined in some of my recent tweets as well, because Bitcoin and Solana are both in the rat energy, because they were launched in the rat years. And we were in the dragon year last year for most of 2024. And dragon and rat energies are positively aligned energetically. And so there's definitely, in my mind, there is definitely no coincidence whatsoever for that Bitcoin basically started its real run literally right when from the beginning of the dragon year, when the dragon year started, which was around late January, early February last year in 2024. And even more interesting is that Solana actually started its run even before the dragon year started. Which was already like sort of a bit of a signal to let people know that Bitcoin was going to follow alongside Solana. So back on the other side of the spectrum, now that the dragon year is over and now we're fully into the snake year, and because both Bitcoin and Solana are rat energy together, they will, in a lot of ways, will tend to probably move in tandem with each other. It would make sense that they would, in a lot of ways, move in tandem. They would, in a lot of ways, move in tandem. So, what that would imply is, especially given the enemy year for the rat is next year, because next year is the horse year, and already in the snake year, rats are going to start feeling it a bit already in the snake year, to an extent. I would say there's probably going to be some, continuous sideways / negative price action, at least in the first half of this year, I'd say, and then we'd probably see probably one last gasp of Bitcoin and altcoins, assuming we get at least one decent alt season this year, to match previous bull mania years, and Bitcoin will probably still make a higher high. How large of a higher high that will be later this year, it's hard to say. But I think, in any way you want to cut it, Bitcoin is not going to be, it's hard to see crypto overall, especially Bitcoin, being bullish in 2026. But yeah, anyway, going to be interesting. What else we got here? Yo, so I've got this dude, Sam Alcock. Good to see you, man. I see you're saying I am a dog. Last year sucked for dogs. How's this year looking? Yeah, so, it would have been a very rough year for dogs. Last year, 2024, the dragon year, enemy signs. But mate, I bet you're relieved that your enemy year is over. Again, I'd need to see your full numerology to know with much more precision what your coming year is looking like. But even just on that information alone, at the very least, your enemy year is behind you, and this year for you will be sort of relief and recovery more than anything else for you, and definitely more positive than last year. At least that much, I would say. So, yeah, hopefully you weathered and survived the enemy year as best as possible. Literally, all you can do in your enemy year is lay low as much as possible. By the way, just want to make sure I pay homage to GG33 in the context of the numerology and astrology information that I put out. All the genuine, bona fide numerology and astrology information that I personally relay and that I've researched and give full weight to is all the information and knowledge that is revealed and shared by Gary Grinberg, who is the founder of the GG33 system. So, paying all respects and homage to Gary. The numerology and astrology learning curve is massive and definitely demands a lot of time and energy invested to understand how it all works, even just at the basic level. Because I'm still just at the very basic level, but even at the basic level, it takes a lot of work to understand, to reverse engineer a lot of it and understand how it works. So yeah, this year in particular is a big year for me in the context of positive, the energetics being highly positive for me. So I have to personally make sure I put in the work as much as possible to manifest as much of what I need to manifest as possible as I've begun my new cycle, my new personal year cycle. So I have to completely just, move forward with gusto and serious discipline, especially this year. So I think I will just do a couple. It's nearly at the bottom of the hour. Nearly at the bottom of the hour, I will just check on a few more things going on in the news side of things, just to make sure there's nothing big that I've missed. What else we got? What else we got? Yeah, massive. I've definitely been noticing massive. There's been massive liquidations happening in the Ethereum land with this crazy volatility. So the pain, that kind of pain is only, I mean, it's bad enough to be in spot and feeling the pain of the red candles, but if you're doing leverage, whether it's on the long side or the short side, and you're getting liquidated, oh, the pain is like exacerbated a millionfold on top of the, just getting hit on spot. So yeah, Ethereum bros would be feeling it really fucking hard. But in a little way, it's sort of like karmic justice to an extent, because I think a lot of the ETH maxis and people in the ETH community would have gotten way too arrogant after after killing it in its second cycle, last cycle, in the last bull. And a lot of the ETH bros also spent a lot of time talking shit on Richard Hart and the HEX Pulse Chain community as well. And just quickly, I was just going to say that a lot of people tend to adhere to the notion that Pulse Chain is not just a little bit, but heavily correlated to the movement of Ethereum price-wise. Yes, I would agree to an extent that there's correlation there in the context of liquidity and other contexts as well, and other factors, but I'm still solidly convinced that there's a substantial level of decorrelation, and HEX and a lot of the coins on Pulse Chain can still move on their own and move in different directions to whatever ETH is doing. So, all right, I think I'll call it there. It's been awesome to see a couple of people come through in the chat to confirm that the link is definitely solid. Seeing a few people in here just tuning in, chilling out. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play it by ear and go with the flow with regard to whether I'm going to continue the format. I would be curious to get people's feedback on this stream to see whether people will actually like just listening to me talk on my own in the context of commentary on crypto, commentary on numerology and astrology, philosophy, all that stuff, or they would prefer me to do it in the style of being more interactive with other people, getting other people to come into the streams and make it more engaging in that way, open to all feedback. And either way, I know also I have to take into account that, the difference in time zones can be an issue. But this is roughly around the time I'm probably going to do most of the streams when I do the streams, and maybe a little bit earlier so that it's not too late in the US, when most of the people in the US will probably be asleep. We'll see how we go. But again, yeah, thanks for all the people jumping in, checking out the stream, having a listen. And I'll see you all on the next one. Long live the king, long live HEX, and keep your head above water out there. It's regardless, I'm here for the long haul. No matter how 2025 transpires, nothing can shake me out. Yeah, just got to remain positive, and we're going to make it. Catch ya. See you in the next one.